30 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds. Five, four, three, two.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Frankie B.
And I'm Mark.
Okay. We've got a lot of things to talk about over here. First of all, in the last show, I talked about a blog and a Godzilla community site. We'll be talking about the trailer in a little while. And let's go right to our YouTube site. All these shows are being recorded, and it takes about 48 hours for me to upload it to our YouTube site. And just go to YouTube, type in Videoland Express, and that is the page. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, because Google Plus is associated with that Godzilla community site. Okay, so these are all the shows. I try to do my best and put in this description of what the shows are about, what we talk about. Usually you can look at the tags in the movies that we talk about, and for that particular show is in the tags. So that is the website, okay? And in 2 weeks, we have another show in December, so we got 3 shows. So this is our second show for the holidays. So that's the announcements tonight. We're going to be talking about, that's right, Mary Poppins is getting a lot of award nominations, okay? The Godzilla site, should I say the Godzilla trailer, the Avengers trailer. Already there's rumors about a whole time travel kind of thing. We'll get into that in a little while. And we got some movie reviews. A little recap from the last week's show. Like I said, this is the second part of our holiday show. Last time I mentioned Christmas Chronicles. Kurt Russell's getting great reviews. And Netflix actually released some ratings kind of thing. They usually don't do that, but it got like 20 million hits, which is a lot, according to Netflix. So Kurt Russell has a hit. Snake Plissken as Santa Claus, okay? And he's dressed as Santa Claus. He's doing his Elvis impersonation while he's in jail. Definitely recommend that. No, we did not see The Grinch. Were you a Grinch fan? You weren't a Grinch fan, right?
If it was on television, I'd watch it because it's free, but I wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah, me too. So don't expect The Grinch. No review there. So if we don't mention it, it's we haven't got a chance to catch up to it. Or we refuse to see it. Hey, forget about it. What can I tell you? Outlaw King, Chris Pine is his way of telling Star Trek franchise, hey, I don't need you or Captain Kirk. I'm a great actor. It's a great film. I definitely recommend it. A lot of pile up. Now, a new one for Netflix, because we're going to start doing this, and that's why I figured I'd do it on this show. Another thing from Netflix, because let's face it, people are talking about, wow, all these films are going to make a lot of money for Christmas, like Mary Poppins and Aquaman. They're both going to do huge, of course, but there's a lot of films people are not seeing, okay? They want to stay home and watch Netflix. So somebody asked me, you ever watched any of these films on Netflix? Well, here's another one. Mowgli, am I saying that right?
Yeah, Mowgli.
Mowgli. That is another remake directed by Andy Serkis. Hello, my mic fell off. Then let me redo that again. The picture called Mowgli, available on Netflix. I definitely recommend it. 4 out of 5. Do not see this film with your children at Christmas Day. They will never forgive you. It is so dark and it's really for mature people only. I like this version because Andy Serkis directed it, and he's the king of motion capture. And they really got the essence. And for once, you see the little character, the kid, actually go back to his village when he got lost when he was a boy. No singing, no dancing, none of that. I grew up with the bare necessities. Mother Nature's Recipe. I think that's the way the song goes. The original Jungle Book by animation by Disney. I hated the one by John Favreau. I mean, he's a great director, but that version just plain stunk. It was horrible. Christopher Walken, he was what, the tiger? Hey, forget about it. What, he's getting an Italian mafioso voice? The movie was so stupid. So I definitely...
Hey, didn't you say lay off of criticizing films that bad?
What the hell's Christmas?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Anyway, I definitely went Mowgli 4 out of 5. Okay, now we're gonna go right to the big gorilla in the room so we can catch up with the trailers. Okay, let's get the trailers. Then we go to this one. What do you think about the Avengers? Because there's already a rumor out there. He did Robert Downey.
The Avengers.
The Avengers Infinity War.
Endgame, I think.
Endgame, right?
Okay.
Because Robert Downey Jr. I just saw this on posted today. He did an was it Audi? The car commercial, the car maker Audi?
Yeah, Audi.
Audi, excuse me. And they did a trailer. They did the trailer and then the Audi commercial for cars. You see Robert Downey Jr. with some other guy in the car, riding the car. And he's saying, there's not a spoiler. The commercial was out there already. It was just posted today. And he said, this is the first time I ever drove this car. And the guy sitting next to him, I guess he's the car dealer, said, no, you actually drove this another time before. And some people are saying that might be a spoiler. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's face it. We all know what the spoiler is. Captain Marvel.
I heard now that there's a competition between this Captain Marvel and Shazam, which was the original Captain Marvel. And some people are saying they're thinking that Shazam, the original Captain Marvel, might knock this out of the box office. What do you have to say about that?
Bring it on. Hey.
From the trailers, have you seen the trailers?
I didn't
Comparing the two trailers?
I didn't see Shazam yet.
Yeah, it's the trailers on YouTube. Have you seen? Some people are comparing the two trailers. Some people haven't seen the film, and they're saying that Shazam seems like it's a funnier film, a more up film. That Captain Marvel might be a bit of a downer.
Well, no, Shazam, from what I heard, they wanted to go into the style of the Deadpool, where it kind of mocks itself and it makes fun.
It's trying to be more for the, I guess, millennials.
Yeah. Okay.
With Fortnite, they do a lot of this stuff, Fortnite dancing and all this other stuff. You know, trying to play to the YouTube millennial.
Well, I mean, there's room for both pictures.
Really?
So yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, when the movies come out, then we'll decide then. Okay, we got a lot on the plate here. One movie we forgot to mention, I didn't think it was a big deal, was Creed 2. We didn't get to that in the last show. Finally got around to that, seeing that picture because it's still in the top 10, believe it or not. Okay, that's the reason I'm mentioning it. After the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, and it's still playing. Usually the movies last 2-3 weeks and then it goes down in the box office like Fantastic Beasts. Wow. Yeah, I gotta knock this one. Ooh. This picture is never gonna see $200 million. It's tanking.
You don't want to hurt your chances of being able to work with these fine gentlemen. Picture sucked.
Okay, I'm gonna. That's all I can say. Only made 150 million. Should have cleared 200 million, but it doesn't matter because the picture, Fantastic Beasts #2, is finally in the bottom 10, top 10, and it's making huge money overseas. But you know,
so
that's you.
Is it Disney?
No, Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay.
There's a Warner Brothers franchise. But one movie, I forgot to mention, because somebody was asking me a question, Bohemian Rhapsody got nods by the Golden Globes. We'll get that in a little while. And somebody asked us, did you ever see Queen? Because Queen went on sale with Adam Lambert, who's going to be singing. They already did a tour together. Very successful. Well, thanks to the soundtrack, which is doing huge on the Billboard charts. Did I ever see Queen? Yes, I did see Queen, Freddie Mercury. That's on YouTube. Type in Queen Live Killers. That was the tour. They were promoting the album Jazz at that time. Jazz had Fat Bottom Girls, Bicycle Race. That album was called the Jazz Album. It had nothing to do with jazz. It's just a jazzy kind of album. That's the nickname of the album. Anyway, that album was infamous for having the bicycle poster. Because they were promoting the song, I want to ride my bicycle. And I do hate Star Wars. I love that line in that song. Anyway.
I he was talking about the recent franchises.
No, because that album came out in 1977.
I know,
but it still stands. If you listen to the song nowadays, it's still saying, "I hate Star Wars." Yeah, look at that.
Maybe it was like Nostradamus,
predicting the future.
Yeah, predicting the future. He knew this was going to happen in the future, so he's predicting it.
But anyway, a real quick thing about Queen. You go to YouTube again, Live Killers. You see the concert, and then also, what are we looking at there?
Queen.
Oh, okay. Hey, there we go. We have a guest over here helping us out over here behind the scenes. But anyway, the making of the bicycle race video. I Want to Ride My Bicycle is the name of the song.
No, bicycle.
Yeah, because it's all tongue in cheek. It's a guy who's just obsessed with riding a bicycle, and he makes all these analogies. You're like, I don't like Star Wars. I don't like this. I don't like that. Exercising, screw that. But anyway, the making of bicycle race, the video, and you see all the naked girls on the bicycle. The original video had a bunch of naked girls riding on a Wembley Arena track. They called up 200 girls. Hey, who wants to be in a Queen video, right? But you have to be naked. 200 girls showed up, and they're riding around naked. The making of the video, you see the naked girls, because and the album came out with a poster, and you see all the girls on the bicycle. Something you cannot do nowadays with the Me Too movement. Very sexist. But that's a trip down old memory lane. Things like that is not mentioned in the movie because they screwed up the timeline. But Bohemian Rhapsody is the biggest movie ever.
Musical? Would you say the biggest musical out there now?
Not musical, but bioepic about a musician or a singer. That's considered like the biggest.
Until Elton John drops.
Rocket Man. Well, we'll see how that works out next year. But anyway, so yes, I did see Freddie Mercury with Queen back in 1977, Madison Square Garden. And because everybody said, "Are you a hardcore fan?" I'm not a hardcore fan, but I am a fan of good singers. For example, there was always something kind of funny on Instagram. They put a picture of Beyonce of one of her songs. 10 producers, 10 songwriters for one song. Bohemian Rhapsody. One dude, Freddie Mercury, produced and sang the song.
Right, but he didn't sing the high notes. Most people forget that.
Right, but he did write the song.
Yeah, no, he wrote the songs. I'm just saying, people always think that Freddie Mercury sang the high notes, but he wasn't. I think it was his.
It was the drummer, Roger Taylor.
Drummer, I was going to say that.
And also another thing about Amaya Queen so much, that one of the few rock bands, I think of the only rock band that all 4 members of a band got inducted into the Songwriting Hall of Fame because they all wrote songs.
Jeebus.
Yeah, but anyway, that's the recap. Let's get right into, okay, we mentioned the Avengers trailer, so what do you think of the trailer? They didn't say much.
Yeah, it didn't say much. It was very obscure. I wasn't really feeling what the story was. They had one scene where, Iron Man, Tony Stark, what have you, Robert Downey Jr., he was saying, I ran out of food, he was saying a few weeks ago. And then I ran out of water 2 weeks ago. And I'm thinking to myself, if you ran out of water after a week, you'd be dead.
Right, but in the trailer,
you could always drink his own, fluid. But that's
too
he's a
messy.
Scientist. He could do it.
Yeah, he could do it. But supposedly in the trailer, there's a snippet of him where he's back in New York City. So apparently he does make it alive.
Oh my God! Spoiler.
And spoiler. And the other spoiler is that Captain America, you see him crying, that he gave up the role. He's not coming back to the franchise anymore. He said goodbye on Twitter. Said, "I'm out of here."
Oh man!
Unless somebody costs $20 million.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, but
because like they say with Batman, it's not about the character; it's about the suit. Johnny Bravo, just get into that suit.
Right. And the next thing, Godzilla trailer, real quick, because we got so much other stuff to catch up on. We got to review this movie. Okay. Godzilla, very simple. The trailer, too murky. Nobody brings that up. It's like all the special effects are hidden, like it's like a drizzling rain, kind of foggy. It's all murky. You see the commercial Godzilla running to a King Ghidorah, and it's a far shot, and it's like you can't hardly make anything out. You see the shape of the creatures, but you don't, it's just murky. Nobody brings that up, and nobody brings up the franchise. But real quickly, since it is Christmas, the guys who are behind that, am I got the right one?
I don't think you have it. You don't have it there.
Yeah, yes, this is.
You have crumpets?
Yep, upside down. Crumpets. Okay, this is Norwegian folklore or European folklore. That if you're naughty and not nice, this creature will kidnap you and take you away or something like that.
He puts you in a bag and beats you.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, the guys doing the Godzilla, they did this. As far as a lot of the special effects are real. I mean, the in-house special effects, very few CGI shots. So you might want to check this out, and it's for Christmas. But I read the commentary.
So it's your favorite Christmas movie, right?
No, Elf is.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
to let everybody know on that.
I thought it was either this or Die Hard.
Okay, you think that's a Christmas movie?
Yes, it is. Because it happens in a
It does happen in
Halloween.
Christmas. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And everything sort of symbolizes it. It's sort of like when he kills that one guy to steal his guns. What does he write? Ho, 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 I got guns now. And he curses. And he puts a curse word on the guy he kills. Remember that? Ho, 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 I got guns now.
Right. Okay.
Oh, do you forget that? He keeps in
well, they're having a Christmas. They're having a Christmas party,
yeah,
so that's
around Christmas, and he keeps putting that in, and that's the whole comedic part about it.
Right.
And then when finally Kruger says, "You want your miracle? Boom! There's your miracle, the FBI." And as soon as that vault opens, you hear like one of these great Christmas tunes. Da 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 da.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's almost all focused on Christmas. That I think that was the whole comedic push of that. You know, that was like they say the caveat of that. They're inferring Christmas upon a movie that you would never expect to see that in a heist movie.
Okay, I got Spidey over here. Let's get to that now.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's a great debate whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I think I agree with Mark here. It's a Christmas movie. Spider-Man, what do you think? I was disappointed, but go ahead.
I don't want to say disappointed because I know the kids are it's gonna probably blow up in the box office.
It's going to clear 40 million this weekend.
Yeah,
40 million.
It's definitely for the kids. For them to do it in cartoon was definitely the right move because it was basically a kid movie. I know we're going to start saying spoilers here. Maybe we shouldn't do too many spoilers. But if you see the trailers, you see who the main characters are. You see Gwen Spider. You see I'm pointing at the board. Okay. You see Gwen Spider. You see Peter Porker. You know, the pig Spider-Man. Nicolas Cage, if you don't know who he is, he's right here, Nicolas Cage, Noir Spider. They were all, an anime Spider, too. You know, they show it to you all on these videos. They were dead franchises in the comic books. They kept trying to reboot them. Peter Porker was a joke. They were, you know, Noir Spider was kind of a goof. So they put them all together in this movie because it's sort of like an entertaining kids film. And that's what, if you go as an adult, if you go us as fanboys, it's not really made for us, like I've always said. It's not for the fanboys.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the parents who bring their kids so they could shut their mouths for 2 hours.
I didn't like the animation. That threw me off right at the very beginning. I thought, wait a second, I'm paying almost $20 a ticket and wasting my 2 hours when I was a kid growing up. I used to see this kind of animation on Saturday morning cartoons. You know, and now you're seeing it on a big screen. It's like, it felt like a ripoff, you know?
Like a sucker?
Yeah, you know, it's like I paid $20 for a freaking Saturday morning cartoon. But yeah, so you know, and I don't know.
Did you like the story? Did you like any of the?
I like the angle with multiple universes. I like the film noir one, but Nicolas Cage, yeah. But Grand was okay. But the
anime Spider?
Nah, and the pig. I kept on thinking Spider Pig, Spider Kid. I was thinking Simpsons.
Yeah, because that's what originally it was supposed to be like. That was a goof. Stan Lee did as a goof because they were doing tongue in cheek to make, you know, to try to tell people, you know, don't take Spider-Man seriously. This is sort of a fun thing. This is a joke. Don't try to go out there, put on a spider suit and be a vigilante. You know, this is all tongue in cheek.
Well, that's why he did the comic book, because also Stan Lee does make a cameo over here.
Ooh, spoiler.
Yeah, well, I think the first half hour, the first 30 minutes, he does Stan Lee. He has a little dialogue with Morales. The good thing I liked about it is they represent Morales finally. You know, he's like Black Latino, whatever, and we never had that. Is it?
Yeah.
Dominican? Oh, okay. And so they finally had that, okay. And the idea of different universes colliding, okay, within the plot. I kind of like that idea, but I still felt I was looking at a cheap animation cartoon, and it's like,
Yeah, I think it was their way of explaining another Spider-Man without them explaining, it's not that we're getting rid of Spider-Man. We're just showing that there's multi-universes of Spider-Mans. So guess what? We're going to show you all these different movies. We're going to make a Gwen Stacy Spider-Man movie. As a joke, we'll probably do Peter Porker. We'll probably do anime Spider-Man, if you want to see that, anime Spider.
right.
You know, it's their way of putting the foot in the door when you're trying to slam the door shut and that irritating salesman has stuck his foot in the door and he just won't get that stupid foot of his out of there because he wants to introduce you with the junk and overpriced merchandise.
Okay, so we're in the middle of the winter movie preview. Okay, we're going to continue this in the next show in 2 weeks. So, I hate to say this, but I did see Aquaman.
Oh.
Yes, and remember I said I wasn't too sure the special effects are going to be any good, if the story's going to be dragging. I can't say much about it because it's about a week away. I'm going back to the theater to see this. All I can say is there's a lot of action. There was a review saying when Aquaman is in dry dock, when he's fighting Manta, which is in the trailer. I'm only going to be mentioning scenes from the trailer. And then when he goes to dry dock, when he's out of the water, there's a scene where you see he goes through the sand and he goes down. What's the name? His co-star. What's her name? Amanda Heard, I think. Yeah. And every time she's been on one of these talk shows, they show this particular clip where they're going down the sand through the tunnel. And James Wan said, yeah, it is from Indiana Jones. He got really inspired. So a lot of the scenes when the dry dock all got inspired by Indiana Jones. At least you see it in the movie. You see it in the trailer. Even when
Kidman's in this?
Yeah, she plays the mother. Now, I could say 2 scenes, okay? 2 scenes. Right at the very beginning, Nicole Kidman, the mother, takes baby Aquaman, gives it back to the father, and said, I got to go back in before they find where the baby is. Okay? And she dives off the pier, and the CG shot was awful. I said, they couldn't fix this? She dives right off the pier, and she does like something in the air, and then she goes in. Really bad shit.
Like a dolphin.
Like a dolphin, but it was done really bad. I said, they couldn't fix that. It's a $150 million movie. And at a certain part of the movie, he meets up with the Kraken, which is a giant octopus, like in Pirates of the Caribbean. Remember when the giant Kraken sunk the ship in, and Johnny Depp's trying to fight it? And he gets sucked into a giant octopus. So the Kraken is a giant octopus, and it slaps him around because Aquaman wants to get the big trident to become the king. It's in the trailer, no spoilers. And the Kraken slaps him around. Remember the scene talking about Spider-Man? Spider-Man number 2 with Andrew Davis? When he's all of a sudden he's bouncing around at the end when he was ready to fight he's fighting the Green Goblin, and he's bouncing off the pipes, and then you hear it looks like a pinball machine.
Right.
Bing, 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 and that was bad CG. Same thing. Kraken is slapping him around, and it's like you guys couldn't fix this, but without any spoilers, there's a lot of action scenes. The Manta scene is really good. That's actually a subplot, believe it or not. Again, I'm going by the trailer, not to spoil anything. Scene, action. A lot of little set pieces that keep getting bigger into the grand finale where, he becomes the king. And there's 5 kingdoms all involved in this huge fight at the end. The CG was excellent. And the fighting was excellent. There's a lot going on only because of James Wan's style. It wasn't so bad where the editing and the camera's moving around like that. Everybody's fighting each other underwater. And those, when the special effects really step up, I'm going to go back to see this all I can say is 4 out of 5. Aquaman and Mary Poppins, the showdown will begin on Christmas weekend. And I said this in the last show, and you agree with me, they're both going to have the audiences. Grandma and Grandpa refuse to leave the house. They sat in front of the fireplace, and they got the Netflix. They're not going anywhere. The grandchildren, I said, boy, we want to see Mary Poppins. So Grandpa...
The grandchildren might say, we want to see Aquaman. Maybe the grandparents might want to see Mary Poppins, but most kids won't be like, who the heck's Mary Poppins? Take me to see that Aquaman guy fighting in water.
No, because Grandpa and Grandma right now, they're pulling out the VHS copy, sticking it in the machine while dusting off the machine, and they're forcing the kids to watch this. When I was your age, this is what we watched, and now you're going to watch it.
And they're probably saying like, okay, so it's Aquaman, right?
Yeah,
Aquaman.
Yep. Real quickly, I mentioned Queen getting nominations. Stars Born has got a bunch of nominations for Golden Globes. We'll be talking more about Golden Globes.
Did you see the film?
Stars Born, yeah, it was excellent. Bradley Cooper pulled it off in directing. Whatever you heard about Stars Born, and not because I'm a musician, because it's the same story that's been told in 4 or 5 different versions. His directing style it did not get in the way of his acting. Sometimes,
good.
you know, I got to prove I'm a director. I'm going to make this really great, fantastic cinema shot. Fuck that, okay? Make a good movie, okay? And he did it. Solid movie, and Lady Gaga deserves not only the nomination, I think she might win, but she got competition for Mary Poppins. And please don't ask me, what is that film that got nominated? The Favorite. Never even heard of it until it got nominated. That got 12 nominations. About Queen Anne. You see, you didn't even hear about it. I didn't hear about it until it got nominated. 12 nominations. That's leading the pack.
Wow.
Right.
That's some insider stuff.
Yeah, so just go down, put in goldenglobes.com, look at all the nominations. Golden Globes screwed up one thing. Stars Born and Bohemian Rhapsody got put into the drama category, not musical/comedy. I don't know why. They took Vice, starring Christian Bale, who is portraying the vice president, Don Cheney, whatever.
Yeah.
And they put that in the comedy. So somehow they screwed up. And they then nominated Roma. They put that as just as a phone film, because the two pictures they're going to go at it is going to be Favorite and Roma. But the Golden Globes is kind of a thing leading up to the Oscars. So if you want to know, but if you Mary Poppins fans, that got 8 nominations. What is it? Stars Born got 8 nominations. Queen got a couple for soundtrack music, and Malik got a nomination for acting. What else did we didn't cover?
There's so much.
I got a whole list over here. So if you want to end it,
No. Is there anything else you want to say about the fall movies?
Bumblebee. We didn't cover Bumblebee.
Right.
That's getting great ratings, great reviews, and everybody said the same thing. They all agreed to one thing: this is the best Transformers movie out there. They just trashed Michael Bay.